Hi there, and thank you for tuning in. So I got this little camera, the Ricoh GR3x, a 40mm full frame equivalent, some weeks back, and I just want to share with you what I have learned about the image quality for the last few weeks. If you're into the EXIF information and the details around the metrics of the images, you can consult my Flickr album. I will post a link to the album in the description below. What I didn't realize when the camera came to me and I just unboxed it and started shooting with it was that it actually default is set up to JPEGs and not RAW. That is a little bit new to me, so most of the images you will see here are actually shot in JPEG and shot with the standard profile, so no vivid and nothing advanced going on. It's just standard and JPEG in most cases. So just to do a little bit of technical testing, I took my full frame camera and mounted the kit zoom lens and set it to 40mm just to see how these two stack up. And I must say the Ricoh, both in terms of center sharpness and corner sharpness, is very, very close to the Nikon. And further, I tested the Ricoh up against my iPhone, and as you would expect, the Ricoh made mincemeat out of my iPhone 12. So my normal approach to low light photography is a big sensor and a fast lens, and this little camera actually has neither. How it is possible for it to perform so well still is a mystery to me, and I'm still trying to get my head around how that is possible. So relative to my expectations, I'm really impressed here. And on the note of being impressed, I will also mention that the flare control here is some of the best I've ever seen. The camera comes with a macro function that enables you to focus very close to your subject at the expense of being able to focus to infinity. I think it works really well, and I hope the images here illustrate that. I know real macro photographers will say, well, that's not a macro function, but let's call it then a flower function. And if you ask me, this bad boy here, I got sufficiently close to him. Buh. Only zoomed in at 400% in a high contrast scene was I able to find a little bit of aberrations. And also when I take my normal test for aberrations, I wasn't able to find any. And especially if I compare with the Tokina 100mm that I'm flip-flopping back and forth between here, I hope you can see the difference, how well controlled aberrations are with this little lens and camera. It's really impressive. So the bokeh, or the out of focus elements, you can see here in the background, I think it makes the subject stand out beautifully. And to be quite honest, I have no further wishes in this department. And maybe you're a bokeh expert and can see some errors here. But to me, this looks absolutely approved. I wish I could say the same about the Sunstars that you see here. To me, they are way too busy. And this is the price you pay for rounded blades, as far as I know. And yeah, forgive me, I have a thing for straight blades. I have some older lenses with straight blades. I've seen the Sunstars they produce. Your mileage may vary, personal preference, and all that. So Frederick, how did you spend your Sunday? Well, I took some pictures of some tiles in my bathroom, and then I made a video about it. No, but seriously, you can see here as I flip-flop between the JPEG version and the RAW version, there clearly is a difference here. And the reason being that the RAW version can be corrected in Lightroom, whereas the JPEG cannot. Clearly there is both vignetting and distortion here wide open, but I think it is easy to correct, and hence for me it's not a big issue. Although I will say with this final image here, that lamppost down there, bottom left, didn't really look like that in reality as I recall it. So just to conclude here, as you probably guessed, I'm very happy with this little camera and the images it produces. And relative to some of my full frame cameras, I must say that it's right up there in terms of image quality. I will test it a bit more before I come back with a more comprehensive review. But for now, I hope this was useful. As always, happy shooting. Take care. Bye bye.